Christmas! Hey dudes, I'm Channel Master Jake, and welcome back. Today we're going to be going over something that I love, and if you can't tell because of my jolly old Santa hat, Christmas! Oh boy, Christmas. Next week is going to be Christmas time. I cannot wait. I actually have jobs this year. Previous years I've been at college, which, in case you didn't know, financial aid runs out really quick. But because of that, I haven't been able to buy presents. This year I can buy presents. I'm trying to get everybody important to me at least one, except for one of my brothers and my dad, because their birthdays fall on right next to, and oddly enough, on Christmas. Yeah, you heard me right. My pop-up is a Christmas baby. But in the spirit of the season, I'm going to be going over something Christmas related that I genuinely love. I wanted to do the entire month this way, but I had kind of a little bit of a backlog of stuff that I kind of wanted to do. So instead of making it the month long like I did with October and November, I just shortened it to one video, make it simpler on myself. I already got the hassles of Christmas time to deal with. So today we're going to be going over Elf starring Will Ferrell. Now I love this movie personally. I adore it. I love the silliness, zany humor, the for some reason stop motion creatures at the North Pole. I find it hilarious. I love it. But as I've kind of gotten older watching it, I've kind of come to realize something. Elf is kind of a messed up movie if you look at it right. And I mean, it's really quite messed up. Now I hear what you're saying. Oh, Jake, how can Elf possibly be messed up? I mean, look at how the movie opens, for starters. Yeah, Buddy as a baby crawls into Santa's bag and he takes him to the North Pole. Ooh, silly shenanigans, but, yeah, Santa didn't know about it. But when Santa did find out about it, he didn't return him. He basically kidnapped him from the orphanage. Yeah, there was no legal proceedings, there was no supervision or anything, and he could have claimed, oh, it was just an accident and brought the kid back, but no, he kept the kid at the North Pole. That's kidnapping and, like, forced imprisonment. That's kind of messed up stuff. I'm pretty sure the UN would have a field day with that. I wonder what that would look like, actually. So yeah, small point, big ramifications. Santa's a kidnapper. Makes him busting in the middle of the night with his big old bag and saying, ho, ho, ho. Suddenly get a little more dark, doesn't it? Alright, the next one is actually kind of a smaller point, but if you look at it in kind of the grander scheme of the world that they set up, it's also, again, kind of messed up. So we got Buddy here, right? And Buddy wants to travel to New York to see his dad. Seems simple enough. He's, what, in his 30s at this point? It's totally fine, you know, he's grown enough. But here's the kicker. He might be 30 in human years, but he thinks he's an elf. A 30-year-old elf is like a kid. A really small kid. I mean, look at him in class. All the other kids are like maybe 10, 12 years old around him, because that's the approximate age that he falls in. They're 30, he's 30. Elves lived a lot longer, so their 30 is still a kid, but adults is a lot shorter, so you know what, it makes him an adult. But he's still under the logic that he's a 30-year-old kid, and they're sending a 30-year-old kid to walk from the North Pole all the way to New York City on foot. That is really screwed up, don't you think? I mean, imagine you had a 10-year-old kid and they're like, I want to see my parent. Would you say, start hoofing it, little Jimmy? The interstate gets pretty busy around this time of night. No, you would drive them or give them a lift, something. You might even tell them no. But do they do that? No, just let them walk. It'll be fine.
What the heck?
And the last point I'm going to make is one that I'm sure a lot of other people have already made, but I don't know, I'm going to go over it anyway. It has to go again with the fact that he's a man living in an elf society. They operate under very different rules. Their 30-year-old is a kid, our 30-year-old is a grown man. But the thing is that they're still treating him like a kid. The reason why he's like, oh, all silly doing stuff is supposed to be because he's very, childish, because he thinks he's a kid still, kind of. But the thing is, that's actually kind of messed up. They've unintentionally, emotionally, and even kind of mentally stunted this grown man. Instead of behaving like an adult, and even in some ways like a sane person would, he's going about doing whatever. I mean, he's eating gum off of the streets. He's in a giant building, running around the spinning door in the front. You don't have to be a genius to figure out the fact that people are trying to go in and out of that. He's just disregarding them altogether. He might even have Asperger's because of that. I don't know. That's actually kind of dark. Unintentionally, Santa and the elves ruin this one man's life.
It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll...
Yeah, when you look at it, it really is kind of screwed up. Now, I know it's supposed to be a funny movie. It's supposed to be a fun family movie. It's not meant to be taken seriously. But when you look at it through that sort of lens, this movie is actually really twisted. And I wouldn't have expected that from Jon Favreau. Well, actually, he did make Iron Man 2. Okay, so maybe it's a good thing that we don't actually look at movies through a more realistic lens. Otherwise, the entire facade would come crumbling down around us, and what would we be left with? Real life and having to interact with people. Psh, forget about that. Even if it is a little messed up, I'm still gonna enjoy watching Elf this year. I enjoy watching it every year. One of my most favorite Christmas movies to watch, just because of the blatant silliness and absurdity of it. I adore it. So, this video is all in fun. Don't take it too seriously. Even though there are a lot of people who overanalyze stuff on YouTube and take things way too seriously that shouldn't be taken seriously, like Super Mario. Like, who the heck would take Super Mario seriously? He's a guy who eats a mushroom and grows super big. I mean, come on, what the heck? But yeah, like the video if you liked it, only if you like it, and consider subscribing and becoming a channel master yourself. I really started making content for this little channel in September. We moved from like nothing to 15 subscribers now, so I hope that counts for something. I'm just enjoying making stuff, and I just hope people enjoy watching it. Just silly old me sitting in my bedroom with a bed sheet behind me. Yeah! But in the meantime, I've been Channel Master Jake, and I'll see you dudes next time. Have a very, very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and make sure to hug someone you love today this holiday season. Bye. I'm gonna go get some pie.